Blackburn Rovers back in action this coming weekend, taking on Hull City. That's right. Can Rovers get their first point on the board? We're going to take a look at that. That much more next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another video. Today we take a look at Hull City taking on Blackburn Rovers at the MKM. That's right. Who, of course, will get off to the greatest start. Who can Hull add to their unbeaten start to the campaign, or will Rovers get their first points on the board? Well, we're going to take a look at all that and more in a second. If you do, where you been? Smash your subscribe. You want some for Blackburn Rovers Championship football. Whoa, football! We're going to all hear under Warooski. That's right. Hull City starting off okay. Good couple of matches so far. Rovers a little bit hard done by perhaps in the past couple of games, but can they get themselves their first point or more this coming weekend? We'll showcase you that in a minute. Big shout out again to the members of the Patreons. You know who you are. But anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end and, of course, explore this. That's right. It is Hull City up against Blackburn Rovers coming at this venue. It is the MKM. Goodness gracious me. And it's an early kickoff on Saturday. And we will be live, of course, got our watch-alongs. And I hope to see you there, bright and breezy. Can Rovers get their win here? Well, it's going to be a little bit of a tricky old match because standing in the way are Hull City, that's right, with still an unknown entity, but got the greatest start to his campaign, Sergej Jakovic, that's right, from Bosnia. He's got a 1.94 points per match ratio heading into this. And the most expensive player on the books currently is Mohamed Balumbi, who comes out of Algeria. He's 23 years of age. Does play on the right-hand side of the wing, which is, of course, an area of weakness for Blackburn Rovers at the moment. Moving forward, take a look at the key men so far this season. Oliver Burney's come in and he's actually got an ear. Off to a perfect start for them with a goal, a couple of assists, the first couple of games for Hull City this campaign. Charlie Hughes also very solid at the back. Sami Ajayi, another solid appointment with championship and know-how. Joe Gerhardt also in the top 5 with Ryan Giles, a player we know so well. Meanwhile, the goals have come in. Of course, 3 goals last week. McBurney, Gerhardt and Crooks. And the assists coming in the shape of McBurney. A couple of them for him, and Giles also on the score sheet with on the assist sheet, should we say. Moving forward, of course, they are the second best performing team so far, according to SofaScore, with an average of 7.05 per player. That's, of course, over the course of 2 games, scoring 3 goals in those, but conceding 2 as well. They're picking up 1.5 goals per match. They have 1 clean sheet thus far, 58.5% possession. Not too shabby from a team a lot of people tipped to go down, including me, which of course looks a little bit stupid at the moment because Rovers are there with not the greatest start or not the perfect start at all. The goals coming at Chef 4 Hull City come for courtesy of open play. All three of them come through open play. Goals conceded, though, this graphic down here, 1 through open play and 1 set piece. Hopefully Rovers possibly could add to those the tally there. Moving forward, as for possession, then Hull City prefer to come down the right-hand side, 42% of their possession coming down the right. And when they do have the ball, 34% is in the defensive third, 24% in the attacking third. As to when they're taking a shot, they prefer the right side as well to the left. And 58% of the shots are in the 18-yard area. Kicking on forward, though, on the receiving end, 14% of their shots coming down the left, 10% down the right, and 41% are long-range efforts by Hull City, or the Hull City's attackers there. Moving forward, these are the business that Hull City has been doing, and they might be under a transfer embargo of some point, but they've made some solid transfer additions, and I say solid in the shapes of Sami Ajayi coming in there from free from West Brom, John Lundstrom, of course, a player that was very, very good over in, was it Sheffield United days? Ollie McBurney, Joel Gerhardt, Brandon Williams coming in. These are all solid championship pros. They're going to do them all right. They might be paying them a little bit of money through wages, but they're bringing them in and on freeze loans. They're optimizing that loan market, and they're coming in pretty good as well. They've also, I think, the Gustavo Poeta deal from Leverkusen. I don't think that actually happened. I think he's actually been sent back. Let's say 3.5 million there. So we don't know. The Reda Laluli also coming in there. I don't know if that's legit. Well, guess we'll find out on Saturday then. Players going out, some of the big names. Steven Azarte went to Atalanta. Mason Burso's made a good solid start over at Bolton. Alfie Jones went to Middlesbrough. We also see Sean McLaughlin make the switch over to Blackburn Rovers, which of course we should see him in action at the back line. Moving forward, this is the players that we will see for Hull City. The likes of Panda or Phillips between the sticks there. Charlie Hughes at the back. Sami Ajayi, Brandon Williams going to compete, and looks like, for Ryan Giles' spot at left-hand side. Meanwhile, Cody Drama was in there, a player that we were linked with heavily, but nothing materialised. A stacked out midfield here for Hull City with likes of Malumbi in there. We got Casey Palmer, Liam Miller, the Canadian, John Lundstrom, of course, also in there. Matt Crooks also up and running with a goal as well. As for up top, the likes of McBurney, they got Carl Joseph in there, and it's Stan as well from Turkey. The owner likes a Turkish player, doesn't he? So those are the players that are going to be competing for the starting spots over at the MKM. Moving forward, this is the most expensive lineup on the books, I believe. Anyway, take from what you will. They got Panda between the sticks, Giles, Lundstrom, Hughes, Drama. They got Puerta, Slater, Ndala, Balumbi, Kamara, and Destan. That's of course that's the most expensive on paper right now, I would say. But this is the line we could see more along the lines of Panda, Giles, Hughes, Egan, Drama, Crooks, Lundstrom, Ndala, Palmer, Gerhardt, and McBurney leading the line. Meanwhile, this is, of course, the resume for Hull City heading out of this game. They'll take on, of course, Bristol City next weekend. Then the international break comes at us. Swansea City, Southampton, Watford, and then Preston. There's no easy games in the Championship, as they've been found out by us. Coming into this, their season has started pretty good. They have actually won one, lost one, drew one over the course of the 3 matches played in the league and the cup. They did draw with Coventry. They did lose to Wrexham on penalties, but they did pick up a win against Oxford United. They've actually scored, what we're looking at here, 6 goals in the first 2 games combined, conceding 5 though. So hopefully Rovers can take full advantage of that. And speaking of Rovers, here we go. It's Big Val at the helm there, 1.67 points per match ratio. His record against Hull is pretty solid. He's managed against them twice, pick up back-to-back wins. But we also saw that with Birmingham. He actually managed against them 4 times, winning 4 of them, but of course couldn't win this past weekend, can we? The most valuable player on the books for Rovers is Todd Campbell with a 3.5 million euro rating there on the old transfer mark. 27 years of age. Meanwhile, Rovers not the best, 21st ranked out of the 24 clubs in the Championship with a 6.64 average on players, just a 1 goal scored thus far with a 48.5% possession stats. No red cards, no clean sheets, nothing, just nothing to get excited about at the moment. So it's a bit of a doom and glooming start to the campaign, hoping something that we could turn around in quick, fast fashion. Meanwhile, moving forward, our one and only goal was from a set piece, they would say. It was a corner, I think. Ultimately came out to Campbell. We banged it home between the legs of Ryan Blusu there, back of the net. Meanwhile, goals conceded, 1 penalty, 1 set piece, 1 counter attack. It's just not been a great start for the Rovers in the scoring or defending stakes. Meanwhile, moving forward, when in possession, the Rovers still a front foot side here. 34% of the possession is in the attacking third, 29% in the defensive third. We do prefer slightly the right to the left. As for shots, though, 29% coming out the outside of the box. 29% also coming down the right-hand side. Shots received, 14% within the 6-yard area, and it's kind of evenly split between the right and the left for shots received from Blackburn Rovers. Moving forward, let's take a look at the star player. Star player has been Todd Campbell. He's only featured really for 1 game. He was not available for the West Brom game, but hopefully he'll be ready and available for this match. Chicago's also up there alongside Sondre Tronstad in that midfield duo for the time being. Question is Lewis Travis involved? Will he be, or will he be not featured at all? Moving forward, we haven't really got the 1 goal to look at, and of course the most shots per match is quite minimal at the moment. We do need a result. We do need something to kickstart our season. Will it happen this coming weekend? We'll see. The players, though, for Rovers coming in, we've made some moves, shrewd moves, maybe. We'll see at the end of the season. We've got likes of Dean Deneva coming in there, Sidney Tavares, Ryan Ablosu, Sean McLaughlin coming in, Lewis Miller, and Axel Henriksen. So some new faces. But right now, we just don't know how good or bad they are. Meanwhile, players going out. We've said goodbye to Britain. We've said goodbye to Dolan. Joe Rankin-Stella made the switch. And also veterans Danny Bart and Wyman, amongst a couple of youngsters making moves, whether they are free transfers or loans. Moving forward, this is the core squad that we'll be looking at. Blasas Toff seems to have that number 1 spot nailed down. And then we're looking at maybe Ribeiro at the left-hand side. Pickering, of course, could intervene and take over the spot there. McLaughlin looks like he's going to face his old club as well. Lewis Miller maybe at fault for the penalty last week. We'll see if he features. Meanwhile, in midfield, of course, hopefully Campbell was involved. We got Tronstad in there. The question mark is Travis. Is he done? Is he out? Suspended? Who knows? A lot of nif-naff and trivia going along with that. And up top, like Yukio Hashi, Mac Gay, Cargbo, all competing to get involved in that squad somehow, some shape or form. That's, of course, the Rovers squad. This is the most expensive team on paper. We've got pairs between the sticks, Pickering, Wharton, Hyam, Carter, Buckley, Tronstad, Campbell, Ohashi, and Travis playing in the right wing there. Look at that. And Matchday up top. Of course, we've probably said goodbye to Travis. There is rumours that Buckley's on the move as well. And Pear's also made surplus to requirements. So 3 of this most expensive 11 are surplus to requirements, you would say, or probably played their last game. And then you've got Domheim, Tronstad also here, probably on their way out within the next calendar season. So very concerning future for Rovers. We'll see how well we can perform with what we've got once the transfer window slams shut. Meanwhile, that's the most expensive lineup. This is, of course, the lineup we could see. Toff between the 6, Ribeiro, McLaughlin, Hyam, Oblosu. We've got Tavares, Tronstad, Hedges on the left, Cantwell in the middle, Cargo and Ohashi to complete the 11. That's that. This is, of course, the resume for Rovers. After this, we go back to Ewood Park, taking on Norwich City. Hopefully, at that point, we have some points in the bag. Meanwhile, we take a break after that. Watford next, Ipswich Town, Charlton, and then Swansea. Don't really think that gets much easier. Well, I don't think it gets any easier, is what I'm trying to say moving forward. The resume so far for the Rovers has been pretty shitty. A loss to West Brom, a loss to Bradford City, and a loss to Birmingham. 3 defeats on the spin. Goodness gracious me. Can we get something this weekend? I would love to see it. I really would. Moving forward, of course, the Rovers and Hull have played 21 times since 2008. Hull winning 7 of them, Rovers winning 10. There has been 4 draws. Hull City coming into this on the back of just 1 win in the last 4, if you want to look at it that way. That's 67% form for them. Up against Rovers, who've lost 3 matches, 3 on the spin, 4 including that friendly, if you want to go there. Of the 21 times, Rovers have got a 3-0 win on the record. Hull City have got a 2-0. They've got 16 goals compared to our 21. We've got an average of a goal a game compared to the 0.76 goals a match. But that means nothing. The valuations of the squad, Hull City squad, is pretty much near on double the value of Rovers. 60 million euros compared to our 38. They average 2.12 million euros a player compared to our 1.41. They have average age of 25.8 compared to our 26.2. Same national team players. They have more youth national team players. They have 1 more foreigner than we do. But, of course, that is just the numbers. Moving forward, over the last few seasons, it's looked a little bit like this. Hull City have won 3 over the last 6. Rovers just the 2, and there's been 1 draw. The last time they played at this venue, we come away with a 1-0 win. Sean McLaughlin scored his first goal for Rovers in the own goal. That's right, giving us the win. However, Longman returned the favour 2 or 3 weeks later, of course, over the Christmas period. But realistically, it's not been a good fixture for Rovers over the last few matches there. But if the last 6 at the MKM, it's not too bad stomping ground. We've won 4 of them. They've only won twice. And again, looking back, we've won 2. They've won 2 over the last 4. But yeah, we could do with a win, couldn't we? We really could. Anyway, over the last 10 matches, it looks a little bit like this, of course. What are we looking at here? We're looking at the last 10. Of course, we're looking for the red. We want red, red, red. Red is Rovers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the past 10 have been Rovers victories. 4 of them have been Hull City victories. If you want to roll back the years even more so, well, I'll have a look at that then. That's, of course, the last 53. Rovers winning 29 of them. Hull City winning 13. There's been 11 draws. We've outscored them as well. 76 goals to their 43. So that's the tail of the tape. Moving forward, this is the table itself. Of course, Rovers down into 21st. Hull City up into 6th right now. If the season was to end today, Hull City will be playoff bound. Rovers will be hanging on. Just avoid the drop at the expense of the 2 Sheffield clubs there and Derby County. Moving forward, Hull's strengths coming into this, they are using through balls, creating threats through individual skill. Their weaknesses, defending against skillful players, protecting the lead, stopping opponents from creating chances, aerial duels, defending set pieces. Their style of play is through balls, short passes, coming down the right, playing possession football, rotating their 11, and playing in their own half. Rovers have no strengths. We got 0 strengths coming into this. Their weaknesses, though, finishing scoring chances, keeping possession of the ball, avoiding individual errors, fouling in dangerous areas, protecting the lead. We like to play out wide, down the right, allow opponents to play aggressively against us, rotate the 11, and also non-aggressive. Moving forward, what else is coming out this coming weekend? It all kicks off today. Derby County, Bristol City. We'll keep an eye on that bad boy. Meanwhile, the early kickoffs will be Swansea, Watford, Charlton, Leicester, and Hull City, and Blackburn Rovers. We'll have the watch along. Make sure you come by for that. Preston, Ipswich, Wrexham, Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke go to Southampton, Norwich against Middlesbrough. We have West Brom, Portsmouth, Sheffield United against Millwall. We have Coventry, QPR, and then Birmingham take on Oxford to wrap up the weekend's drama in the Championship. I asked the people out there on the old YouTube who will win this game, and 553 of you have voted, and 49% have gone in favour of Hull City. Rovers, 39% the draw is at 12. As for me, though, well, I am looking at this game as a pretty much hoping that we can get something out of this game, because ultimately, I think the performance against Birmingham was good. It was at home, though. I think the performance against West Brom on the road was a little bit iffy, maybe a little dull. Hopefully, we've used this whole week to kind of get things in focus, because nothing else has been happening this week. We've had it pretty much a free hit. No transfers in, no transfers out. It's kind of been, hopefully, business as usual, and hopefully we've taken full advantage of that opportunity to spend some time together and get some fluidity. So I'm going to go, as boring as I am, another draw here. I don't think I predicted a win for Rovers this season. I've not predicted a defeat. But right now, we are on the back of back-to-back defeats. But that is it, guys. That's what I've got for the preview. Of course, don't forget to watch along tomorrow. We're going to have a Rovers rant show tonight. If you want to come and talk to us about your Rovers grumps and groans, and maybe just to get some just to have a chat about Blackburn Rovers, make sure you do come by for that. And again, the watch along tomorrow. So until then, guys, make sure you subscribe, smash like wherever you are in the world. But until then, I'll see you soon when I return, whenever that is. I'm done.